Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Hold on. I wrote this piece dedicated to a teacher, a counselor, and a student here on campus. It's kind of like my first time doing narration pieces, so bear with me if it's a little rough. She arrives on campus early with a large smile that has the power to illuminate any dark voids that may have emerged in anyone's weekend of sorrow, and she does this without a cup of coffee. Yes, it's all natural. It's a joy that extends to her students, and she teaches psychology, an ambience of acceptance, and she opens up warmly to the leaders that she has mentored and guided. And every year, she organizes Youth Voices United for Change, a conference at De Anza that buses in 300 at-risk high school students to learn about pursuing a higher education, the concepts of social justice, and developing their leadership skills so they can return to the community and make an impact. Yes. She's a faculty that got our back. And she's more than a part-time psychology professor. She's our advisor, our friend, and an activist on campus. You see, there's something different about my counselor. I swear, he has the patience of the Dalai Lama. Because every time he creates an academic plan for me, I just seem to screw it up. And yes, I can be a loose nut, but I'm tightened up whenever he encourages me, reminds me of my college education. But he understands my life as a community organizer, the first out of my family to go to college, being where I come from, and understands that I'm a fighter and someone I can trust. And we talk beyond academics because I'm from the streets still trying to adjust. You see, he's more than my counselor. He's my kuya. And in my culture, out of respect, that means older brother. And yes, he's a counselor, but he cares for me like a brother, working after hours to make sure his students transition out of here to hopefully receive a career and take care of the families near. And he usually stays after hours, 8 p.m., picks up phones on the weekend for us to guide, and he constantly reminds us, hey, I'm not getting paid overtime. You see, we went in a circle creating our nicknames and forms of alliteration, and by the time the mic reached her with much anticipation, she said with self-confidence, I am Sexy Sheila. Indeed, indeed, because her organizing, her people skills, her determination and passion is nothing but sexy and drop-dead gorgeous. Last summer, student college leaders all around the state of California rode on their bicycles from UC Berkeley to UC Los Angeles in solidarity for the DREAM Act. We rode 540 miles to symbolize AB 540 students, and it was a ride we would never forget. For many of us began with wounds, but as we journeyed the miles together, we began to heal. And I remember vividly as we had our heels on the pedals, riding up hills of Paso Robles at 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And as the sun rays cooked our skin and the sweats enveloped under our eyes, there she stood with another bottle of sunblock lotion and cold water, and we sang, Pásame la botella, voy a vivir en nombre de ella. I don't speak Spanish. After organizing the 5th annual Youth Voices for Change conference, we sat together one last time for a Plus and Delta session, and we began discussing what went well and what didn't. And as we addressed the suggestions for next year, she was interrupted by tears. And you see, for the last 4 years, we developed this relationship together. And she'll always leave that impact on us. And as we sat, looked around, she realized that we wouldn't be there next year. And we looked at her, and we realized she may not either. So if you ever see us causing a riot, it's for teachers like her that we care about. And inside, the struggle she speaks of stays quiet. See, every week you can see him at the Student Success Retention Services, shy to a camera, even an interview. But he's dedicated to his staff, to his peer advisors, who go to the classes of Puente, Sankofa, and first-year experience. And every year, another year comes by, I invite my students, my cousins, and my younger brother to college, and you know who I refer them to. And I look at him, and as we sat down for our last time, I said, Kuya, thank you for everything. And he looked at me and he said, you can thank me by giving me a college acceptance letter. And as we sat, I knew at least in that counseling room, 9 counselors would be gone. And I looked at him and I asked him, what are you going to do? And he said, hey, life moves on. Yes, Sheila is very sexy. The president of IMAS, and witnessing her friends struggling in this country, advocating for a higher education, the constant trips to Sacramento, advocating for the bills. She struggles, and she speaks nothing of her quiet struggles or information. And she does this leading organizations, even as her own cousin and uncle is deported. She doesn't talk much about her struggles because she's always smiling. And as she does this, she runs for vice president of the student body government. And I don't know what else to say, but I'm inspired every time I see her speak and say, I'm undocumented and I'm unafraid. Thank you. So I don't know how much time I have. I think someone said they were gonna have like huge cue cards and tell me how much time I have. There it is. Cool. Oh, okay. How many? Yeah, 2. Right. 1. Oh, 1.5. Okay. So I guess let's see. Do you guys want to hear a poem dedicated to my mom, or a poem dedicated to activism? Because I feel like both may not. This one might be a little more related, but I feel like we have a lot of mothers in here advocating for our children's education. Mom? Okay, cool. This is my first time. I performed this several times, and this is my first time performing this to my mom. There's my mom right there. So this is like my first time. This is her first time hearing it. So I wrote this for you, Mama. Love you. All right. This one's called Palace Built with Love. To all the ladies out there. Look, check it. I don't think you understand. I'm not a mama's boy, I'm a mama's man. Now I realize how the role of a mother is selfless because her boys are now transitioning to find their own home, and I can't help but feel selfish because after she has done for us, she's gonna be alone, and you see, she sacrificed for us. Her love contains no greed. The only woman I trust, the only woman I need. You see, she believes in me when I don't believe in me. I was once a seed, 9 months in her womb when she conceived me. And although it has been 22 years, it feels like she still carries me. My mother, my queen. You see, you gave me love, hope, morals, and life. I wish to pay you back, but I never can, for your love contains no price. And I wish my father stuck around, but he grew up around evil. Wish he knew he could have had a family instead of being addicted to gambling and the needle. You see, his actions, I failed to comprehend. I won't forget. But my mother's proud, and just like her favorite 90s quintet, we went from boys to men. Because when it felt like the end of the road, my mom raised 4 on her own in the still of the night. She promised to never go away through the 4 seasons of loneliness. She prayed for one sweet day, and now we're doing just fine. My mother, my queen. And whenever I ask her, hey mom, what are your goals and dreams? It always seems it has nothing to do with her, but always focus on her 4 kings. You see, you are my immortality, my source of spiritual energy. You turn moments of scraps, copper, into gold. You can call our process of memories alchemy. And no matter how far the distance I may be, no matter I am your patient astronomer granted, peeking through my telescope of hope in this Milky Way galaxy, planet, you are the largest planet. Therefore, my mother is Jupiter, because she has 4 moons that revolve around her. You see, we are her stars, we are her suns. No matter how dark the times to her, we provide light, we shine because she sacrificed for us. Her love contains no greed. The only woman I trust, the only woman I need. My mother, my queen. You see, when dad left, we were homeless and hopeless, but you clutched to the rosary with faith and focus. And I don't know how you did it. A tough exterior when inside you felt weak. You concealed your tears in the morning, but at night they poured like waterfalls as we pretended that we were asleep. My reckless pain and anger relentlessly I unleashed upon others when I was simply bitter that we were poor. Yet I felt rich with my 3 brothers. And as I reflect as I am grown, when I used to ask God, what blessings have you shown? How foolish of me to finally realize that you have been the answer. Now I go the distance with every minute of the hourglass to cherish, love, laugh, protect my queen as she battles cancer. And you see, I believe we will conquer this obstacle like we did in the streets to the courtrooms in our hospital. My mother, you have 4 men that you have risen through love and faith. We have been conditioned for decades to prepare for moments like today. We're stronger and happier living in harmony. And as long as we have each other, I feel honestly that my mom's 4 soldiers united is her spiritual armory. Oh, my mother, oh, my queen. I wish to buy you a castle with a beautiful view above, but I've created a palace in my heart for you, built with love. Thank you all. Thank you for showing love, even if I'm all stuttering and everything like that. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here.